It's time to go racing here at Merrittville. We're going to start it off with heats. Dave's Auto and Speed V6 class is up next. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jonathan Howe up in the booth covering all the action for you as the Dave's Auto and Speed V6 get ready to start us off on a Saturday night. Long weekend edition. It feels like this should be the middle of the season, but instead for these guys, this is the first time they are racing on track this year. Let's take you through the starting lineup. We got Jordan Fiddler in the 22, Dustin Duga in the 14, the 801 of Josh Dimitro, the 108 of Joseph Bleach, 16 of Elena McDonald, the 0 of John Couture, and 27's Tina Ronning. Green flag is in the air. It's the 22 out to an early lead. That's Josh Fiddler, or Jordan Fiddler, excuse me. Breaks out on his own. Side by side for second. It's the Dimitro car, the 801, dropping back to third now, and now under fire for fourth. Continuing to lead after the first lap, it's Jordan Fiddler. Settling into second is Dustin Duga in the 14. The 801 still under fire now as John Couture trying to get around him in that bright yellow Pontiac. A little beating and banging off of 3 and 4. The 22 continues to lead. Closest battle on track is for fourth, is now the Couture machine. That 0 is through. Working over the 39, that's actually Joseph Bleach in the 39, not the 108. Fiddler still continues to lead. Dustin Duga in the 14, hanging on to solid second place in this heat. Popsicle sticks are in the air. We got 2 to go as the 22 machine has checked out on the field. But watch for the 0 of John Couture. See if he can catch up. He's got 2 laps to break into the top 3, and I wouldn't be surprised if he could do it. Ooh, a little trouble for Duga there as he got bottomed out in the very bottom lane. White flag is in the air. Jordan Fiddler in the 22. One more time around to wrap up this heat win for the Dave's Auto and Speed V6 class. Down into 3 and 4, the 22 using the middle to high groove. Puts the power down. Duga a little squirrely, but he's going to hang on for second. Fiddler's going to win. Duga second in the 14, the 39 Joseph Bleach, and the 0 John Couture fourth. Central Fab Glow and Go Tanning, 4 cylinders coming out now for their heat. Dave Lane and the 24D will start on the pole for this heat race. Austin Worstrow in the 71 to his outside. The 007, that's Alex Pigeon. On the outside, Braden Cuse. Ross Crow in the 17. on the inside of row 3. Danny Worcester in the 44 will be on his outside. Danny Worcester is not going to make the start of this one. Rob Shaw is in the 3. Colton Lane is in the 48C, moving up on the outside lane, and Fabio Olivieri in the 16. Green flag will be out this time. Green flag is in the air. The early jump goes to Worcester on the outside in the 71. But look at the jump from Olivieri as he passed almost the entire field coming to the green. Side by side for second place. Lane trying to hang on to second. Not going to be able to do it as the 16 is shot out of a cannon. Worcester in the 71 is going to lead them through 3 and 4. Lane's way up on the outside. Can he hang on to it? He's going to row the moat just a little bit, but that's going to drop him back significantly through the field. Back up at the front. The 16 drawing a bead on that 71. Working down into 3 and 4. Olivieri choosing to use the middle to high groove. Worcester down right on the inside. Tight battle coming to the line, but it's still the 71 in front. A little further back, lots of racing happening between Lane and the 3R. Yellow is out for debris in turn 3. Debris in the low lane of turn 3 has brought out the caution. Two fastest cars early in this one will find themselves lined up on the front row coming to this restart. It's Austin Worcester with an early jump. Olivieri hanging tough as they battle down into 1 side by side. Give the spot to Worcester for now, but can Olivieri battle back on the inside? No, he's going to slip up a little bit off of 2. Top 4 cars breaking away. Worcester leads through 3 and 4 coming into the home stretch here. Olivieri trying to find a way to get around him. Very fast early in this race. Ross Crow in the 17 has gotten around the 007 machine to take over 3rd. And a little further back in the pack, Rob Shaw is going to take it to the pits. Battle is on between these two V-dubs at the front. Olivieri and Worcester, bumper to bumper. 2 to go at the line last time. Down into 3 and 4. Olivieri trying to get his nose underneath Worcester. Can't do it. White flag is in the air. One more time around. Can Worcester hang on? Down into 1. All over the back bumper is the 16 of Olivieri of the 71 Worcester. Down the back straightaway. Olivieri looks to the high side. Maybe he'll cut down, try to cross over. Worcester can't do it. Oh, there's a little contact. Worcester's going to try to hang on at the line. Maybe by a nose. I think Worcester still hung on, even though those two cars came together. Olivieri trying to really send it into 3 and 4. He was able to hang on. Rona Deutsch Building Center's modified lights, heat number 1. Starting on the inside of row number 1, it's Brent Bigelow in the 16, Ryan Anderson in the 44. Is at the back, was scheduled to start on that front row. Instead, it's RJ Pitts pulling alongside. Josh Slider in the 17 is also there. Rob Meisner and the 22 is Craig Martin as we are underway in heat number 1. Bigelow with the early lead. Slider trying to work to his outside. Instead, it's going to drop back as it's the 16 who leads early. Brent Bigelow in the 16, your leader. Josh Slider in the 17, we're in second. RJ Pitts in the 26, holding on to third as Meisner's all over the back bumper of him for third place. Tightest battle on track is for third. Meisner working over Pitts, trying to find a way around him. Down the back straightaway they go. Pitts gives him the inside line. Can Meisner capitalize? Going into 3. Can't do it this time, as Pitts hangs on to third for now. Bigelow continues to lead. Lap traffic of Craig Martin within a straightaway of our leader. Down into 3 and 4. Bigelow trying to hang on to it. A little squirrely as that bottom line is pretty rough. Popsicle sticks in the air. It's 2 to go in heat number 1 for the Rona Deutsch Building Center's modified lights. Down into 3 and 4. The 16 continues to lead. Josh Slider in the 17 runs second. RJ Pitts hanging on to third as Meisner has dropped back just a little bit. White flag in the air. Brent Bigelow through 1 and 2. Just one more set of corners to hang on. Brent Bigelow's going to hang on and see checkers off of 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. He wins it over Josh Slider. RJ Pitts brings it home third. Rob Meisner runs fourth. Tim Anderson will bring it home fifth. Heat 2 for the mod lights. Randy Giroux in the 24 will start on pole. Tyler Winger in the 4 to his outside. Riley Slider in the 6S inside of row 3. Sean Iftati on the outside of row number 2. And starting 5th, Jeffrey May in row 3 all by himself. Green flag in the air. It's Giroux and Winger battling to the line. Winger with the early advantage of Toddy trying to work over Giroux on the outside to take over second. Winger leads off of 2. Down the back straightaway, Giroux's going to hang on to second for now. If Toddy now has to deal with May, who's trying to get by him on the inside. Giroux goes wide. It's looking like 3 wide all for a split second off of 4. Everybody's got it going straight down into 1 and 2. Giroux a little squirrely on the outside. If Toddy battles on the inside, while Tyler Winger in the 4 continues to lead. Down into 3 and 4. If Toddy and Giroux wheel to wheel, both slide up the racetrack. That's going to open the door for May. If Toddy's going to skirt through to second by himself, May takes over third from Giroux, but now Giroux challenges back on the inside. Second, third, and fourth, great battle on the racetrack as Tyler Winger continues to check out on the racetrack. Man, it's rough down in 3 and 4 right now. You can see the cars bouncing down in the dirt. Down into 1 and 2. Giroux trying to make a move on the inside of May. Can't do it. Second, third, and fourth now starting to spread out. Jeffrey May's got a run, though, on Iftati. Can he capitalize? 2 to go at the line. Tyler Winger still your leader. Iftati and May battle. Giroux not done yet with May either. Second, third, and fourth, the tightest battle on the racetrack. Down into 3 and 4. Iftati getting worked over by May. White flag in the air for Tyler Winger one more time around. Winger, a full corner set ahead of the rest of the field. He's got no pressure from behind. Down into 3 and 4. Tyler Winger's going to hang on to this one as he works off of 4, and he will take the heat number 2 win in the Rona Deutsch Building Center's mod lights. Meanwhile, at the line, Iftati's going to hang on over May, and Giroux brings it home 4th. Riley Slider will bring it home 5th in the 6S. Hoosier Sox coming out on the racetrack now. The 28, that's Jim Lampman on the inside. The 28D to the outside, that's Don Lampman. Steve Shaw Sr. in the 96 on the inside of row number 2. On the outside, the 43, that's Clinton Nichols. The 1S is JT Miller. The 17 is Wally Alderice. 69 is Go Fast Teeple, and 108 of Zach Bleach is rounding out the field. Still waiting on the 1S of JT Miller. There's Miller rejoining the field. He will be on the inside of row number 3. The Lampman boys will lead them to green. Jim and Don. Green is in the air. Super slow start. The Lampman's bringing them in slow. It's going to be Don with the early jump into 1. JT Miller and Bleach get together. Can Miller hang on to it in the back? The 1S drifting down the front stretch or back stretch. He's going to hang on. Everybody is still pointed the right way. And Don Lampman is going to lead lap number 1. Through 3 and 4. Steve Shaw Sr. now has taken over second spot and is mounting a challenge on Lampman for the lead. Down the back straightaway, it's going to be the 96 to the point as they work through 3 and 4. Look at the bodies flex. We got a little smoke off of the Nichols machine. Not sure if he's got damage or if that's some kind of engine-related smoke. I believe that's a tire rub on maybe the right rear for Nichols. He still continues to battle for third with the other Lampman machine. Shaw leads him at halfway. Donnie Lampman in the 28D runs second. Jim Lampman in the other 28 still continues to hang on to third. Steve Shaw Sr. continues to lead in the 96. Donnie Lampman in the 28D is running second. 2 to go at the line this time as Shaw has checked out on the field. The real battling is coming but for 3rd through 6th. All under a blanket are those race cars as now Wally Alderice in the 17 has worked his way up to 3rd as Nichols still smoking through the turns. Zach Bleach in the 108 working over Lampman for 4th. White flag is in the air for Steve Shaw. Top 3 are on their own, but Bleach and Jim Lampman continue the battle for 4th. This time through 3 and 4, though, it's all Steve Shaw, your leader, your winner of heat number 1 in the Hoosier Stocks. Donnie Lampman in the 28D is going to bring it home second. Wally Alderice in the 17 is 3rd. 4th goes to Zach Bleach, and it'll be Jim Lampman in the other 28 rounding out the top 5. On the inside, it's Steve Shaw Jr. in the 96 Junior machine. To his outside, it's Chris Hale in the 79. Kyle Wirt in the 19 lines up on the inside of row number 2. Mike Thorne on the 55s to his outside. Rob Murray in the M1 on the inside of row number 3 with Dave Bailey to his outside. Tyler French in the 0 and Derek Van Mill in the 08 round out this field for heat number 2 of the Hoosier Stocks. Green is out. Early jump goes to Hale as he got the better of Shaw Jr. down into 1 and 2. Hale is going to get away and be clear. Little contact as it looks like the 19 of Wirt and maybe Rob Murray came together as they battle for position. Everybody's still clean as they work through 3 and 4. Chris Hale leads early. Shaw Jr. runs second. Dave Bailey wasting no time after missing last week with an injury. Continuing to work. We're going to see the yellow this time as we've got debris once again in 3 and 4. Debris up high in 3 and 4 has brought the caution out. Chris Hale, your leader. Steve Shaw Jr. in the 96 Junior is your lead, is running second. Chris Hale is your leader. He's elected to choose the inside line. Steve Shaw Jr. will be on the outside. Mike Thorne in the 55 has worked his way up to third. Dave Bailey to his outside, restarting fourth. Kyle Wirt on the inside of row number 3. The M1 Rob Murray giving Bailey a little shot as they get ready to come to green. Green flag is out. Hale with the early advantage. Hale leads down into 1 and 2, but Shaw trying to battle on the outside. Side by side for third. Bailey's going to make the move on the high side and get around Thor and now cross over and try to take Shaw Jr. on the inside through 3 and 4. Hale continuing to lead, but Dave Bailey coming through trying to get second from Shaw. They're door to door as they battle into 1 and 2. Shaw goes high. That's going to allow Bailey to get through, and now Bailey is all over the back bumper of Chris Hale for the lead. Down into 3 and 4. Bailey right in the tire tracks of Hale, but he's going to be able to poke his nose to the inside, and now it's a side-by-side battle to the line. Bailey wasn't able to get the lead, but now off of 1 and 2, he's going to clear Hale as now Shaw may have had a problem through 1 and 2. He's going to drop third and fourth now to fifth. Shaw Jr. may have a flat as he works to the high side through 3 and 4, halfway this time. Bailey leads. Hale runs second. Mike Thorne is third. Rob Murray all over the back of the 55 trying to get third away from Mike Thorne. Down into 1 and 2. It's the top 4 have broken away from this field. Bailey leads it by about half a straightaway. Hale runs second. Thorne and Murray still battling for third. And now Kyle Wirt is hanging on to 5th place. 2 to go at the line this time for Brewster Baker. It's Dave Bailey. Was away from the racetrack last week after a little... We got a yellow. Tire is off high in 3 and 4. That's the 0 of Tyler French, who may have lost at least the wheel. I'm not sure if the whole axle or what came apart on that machine, but he has stopped on the high side of 3 and 4 along with his tire, which almost cleared the park. Baseball's in trouble, but we'll still put him out of the park here at Merrittville Speedway. Get ready to go back racing. Green flag back in the air. Dave Bailey with the jump, but look at Mike Thorne try to hook up on the bottom side. Had a little bit of a jump on Hale, but now he's got to go on the defense as Rob Murray looks to the inside of the 55. The 49 of Dave Bailey is getting away. The closest battle for third and fourth. Thorne on the outside. Murray sticks his nose on the inside. White flag is in the air this time for Dave Bailey. Uses the moat that time to get a little bit more space on the racetrack. Trying to get away from Hale. He's got about 2-3 car lengths advantage on Chris Hale as they work down into 3 and 4. Look at that perfect entry from Bailey. Smooth as silk. Dave Bailey knocking the rust off, knocking the injury off. Wins heat number 2 in the Hoosier stocks. Chris Hale in the 79 brings it home second. Mike Thorne hangs on for third. Rob Murray fourth. And Kyle Wirt fifth. Lineup for Heat 1 is the 74 of David Flanagan Jr. running on pole. Greg Penante in the 99P will be on his outside. Billy Bleach in the 108 to the inside of row number 2. Dan McKay in the 13 is scheduled to roll off fourth. John Babion in the 62 rolling off on the inside of row number 3. The 77 of Boyd McTavish will start on the outside of row number 3. Brent Bigelow in the 16 scheduled to start on the inside of row number 4 with Nathan Peaty in the 23 rounding out the field of heat number 1 in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. Correction. Correction, it's Taylor Vanderzanden in that 74. He's going to lead him. Penante will take the lead as they work into 1 and 2. Yellow is out. Calling a false start on that one. We're going to re-rack him and try it again. We're going to try it again. Taylor Vanderzanden in the 74. Green flag is out. Penante to the early lead. It's Vanderzanden in that 74 machine. He's going to run second. Bleach now working over him for the second. McKay dropping back a little further in the field. Penante leads lap 1. Brent Bigelow in the 16, trying to work his way up from the back row of this field. Now up to 5th so far, and he has his eyes set sight on Boyd McTavish in the 77. Penante continues to lead as they work down into 1 and 2. It's Vanderzanden in second, Bleach third. McTavish in the 77 hangs on to 4th. Brent Bigelow trying to find a way around him as they work through 3 and 4. Penante continues to lead. Battle shaping up for second. It's Van der Zanden who has it. Bleach wants it in the 108. This time, Van der Zanden's going to pull about a car length as they work off of 1 and 2. Down into 3 and 4 this time, though. Bleach sails it in and trying to make up some time. Can't do it as they see halfway at the start line that time. Penante continues to lead by just over a second. Battle for second is on. Bleach wants it from Van der Zanden. Can't make it happen this time. Now through 3 and 4, Van der Zanden opens the door briefly but slams it back as Bleach is forced to lift. Down into 1 and 2. Just behind them, McTavish and Bigelow still battling for fourth. 2 to go at the line. Greg Penante continuing to lead in the 99P Gaston's Auto Sales Machine. Robar Center, Van der Zanden in the 74, still running second, is now stretching things out over Bleach. Bigelow has taken over fourth from McTavish in the 16. White flag in the air. One more trip around for Greg Penante. Down into 1 and 2. Smooth as silk, trying to work in that inside groove. The outside a little rough still. Through 3 and 4, one last time. Penante slides up the racetrack, gets it pointed in the right direction. He's going to hang on and win heat number 1. Heat number 2. Starting on the inside, Tyler Pacholski in the 21, Chad Chevalier in the 12 to his outside. Jason Van Mill in the 1 on the inside of row number 2. The 66P, Jeff Penante, scheduled to go alongside Jason Van Mill. Cameron Lane in the 24C on the inside of row number 3. Trevor Wright in the 09 will be on his outside. Noah Mamo in the 3 on the inside of row number 4. And James Michael Friesen in the 72 will start shotgun on the field in the 72. Coming to green this time. Pacholski and Chevalier firing together at the orange cone in 4. Green and flag is in the air. Look at the move from Van Mill as he timed that almost perfectly, wanting to work to the inside of Pacholski, and he goes too far to the inside. He's actually going to get into Trevor Want. Van Mill and Want come together in 1 and 2 after Van Mill clipped the inside barrier. The top 3 is going to break away from the field now. Van Mill and Trevor Wright came together. That's jumbled up this field. A little further back, JMF, James Michael Friesen, is trying to work around both of them. He's cleared Wright, and Noah Mamo has his sights set on Van Mill. Chevalier continues to lead, working through 3 and 4. Pacholski in the 21. Jeff Penante in the 66P hangs on to third as now here comes Van Mill trying to hold off Friesen as they work through 1 and 2. Friesen was all over the back of them as they worked into 1 and 2. This time, Friesen makes it stick. Maybe is he going to be able to battle as they come into halfway in the heat this time. Side by side, door to door, Friesen and Van Mill. Tightest battle on the racetrack for 4th. Chevalier continues to lead up at the front. Pacholski in the 21 runs second. Penante third. Van Mill continuing to hang on to 4th, but Friesen wants it, trying to find a way by on the inside. Now off of 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Friesen's going to pull alongside the 1. Down into 1 and 2. Can Friesen make it stick and get the grip as they come to 2 to go? It's still side by side for 4th. Tight battle between Friesen and Van Mill. Chevalier still leads by about half a straightaway. Coming to the white flag, it's Chevalier, Pacholski, Penante. Van Mill hanging on over Friesen as they work one more time, and now Trevor Wright works back in as well. Checkered flag is in the air for Chevalier. He leads and wins. Here comes the battle for 4th, the tightest battle on the racetrack. Friesen not able to get by Van Mill. Van Mill hangs on for 4th. That makes your top 5. Chevalier, Pacholski, Penante, Van Mill, and James Friesen hangs on for 5th. Yep. Heat number 3, Dave Flanagan Jr. will be on the inside of row number 1. Dean Scott in the 19A set to go on his outside. 26 is Luke Carlton on the inside of row number 2. Jay Mallory in the 20 will start on the outside of row number 2. Rob Sauter in the 4 goes on the inside of row 3. 777 is Cody McPherson on the outside of row number 3. Justin Sharp will start on the inside of row number 4, and Brad Rouse on the outside in the 18R in row number 4. Chris Hawkins in the 25, a late addition to the Heat. He will start shotgun on the field. Flanagan and Scott bringing him in. Green flag in the air. Scott immediately dropping to the back as he's passed by Mallory and Carlton early as they battle 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. Yellow is out. False start, as we're going to re-rack him, restart him. The front row needs to fire together at the orange cone. Let's try this again. Down into 3 and 4, coming to green. It's the 74, Flanagan and Scott. A little better restart that time, but still Scott. Oh, contact with Mallory. Rouse and the 777 of McPherson come together. Chaotic corner as Rouse is now going to come to a stop in 1 and 2. Yellow is out. Brad Rouse in the 18R has come to a complete stop off of 2 after contact with the McPherson machine. A wild restart as, again, Scott dropped a little bit on the restart. Mallory came together with him, and that jammed up the entire field in the back. Trying to sort the restart order as we're taking it from the original restart line. Jay Mallory should be going to the outside of our leader, Flanagan. Didn't take them long to start trying to mess with the restart orders on a Saturday night here at Merrittville. Third time's the charm as we're going to try to restart this thing. The 19A of Dean Scott being dropped to the back, electing to drop to the back on this restart. It's Flanagan and now Jay Mallory to the outside. Green, green, green. Mallory, Carlton, and Flanagan all battling as they work into 1 and 2. Mallory's going to scoot away to take the lead. Flanagan trying to hang on to second. Carlton working on the inside. Oh, contact between the 777 and McPherson and Carlton. Everybody still pointing the right way off of 3 and 4 as now Carlton's going to go up high. He's got a problem. He's going to go to the inside. Mallory leads. Flanagan runs second. McPherson hangs on to third as now a hungry Brad Rouse trying to get to his inside for third. Luke Carlton in the 26 took it to the pits last lap. Mallory leads. Side by side for second. It's McPherson and Flanagan. Brad Rouse driving like a madman trying to find his way through as now he's getting pounded on the rear from the 4. Mallory leads halfway this time. Second through 6th, all under a blanket. Nobody's catching Mallory right now. Flanagan trying to hang on to second, doing everything he can to keep a hungry pack of cars behind him. Can't do it right now as here comes Rouse and McPherson to the inside. Rouse down on the inside of Flanagan. McPherson thought about making it 3 wide, decided better of it. Rouse is through to second. Flanagan hangs on to third, and here comes McPherson trying to battle his way up to 4th, and Sharp, who also would like to get into the picture here. Jay Mallory leads. Brad Rouse is second. This will be white flag this time by, as we've had a wild heat number 3 in the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. White flag in the air for Jay Mallory. Rouse runs second. Flanagan holding on to third. McPherson and Sharp battling. One more time through 3 and 4. It's Mallory gonna win heat number 3. Jay Mallory in the 20 hangs on for the win. Brad Rouse rallies to second. Flanagan at the line's gonna hang on to third over McPherson, and Justin Sharp rounds out the top 5.
Authentic food for real people. Crave the Cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
What you want to do is when you're on your computer or on your cell phone, whatever it is, go to GForceTV.net. Type that in your browser, and that will take you right to the official YouTube page of GeForce TV. And down on the right-hand side, you'll see the big red subscribe button. Make sure you click on that. But don't stop there. Once you've subscribed, then you want to make sure you hit the little ringer to the right. That's the notification bell. And anytime there's new content uploaded to GeForce TV, you'll get a notification, whether it be on your computer, on your device, whatever it is, you'll know when there is content. And as we've been saying, it's so important when you're watching these videos on YouTube or for the meantime on Facebook, make sure you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, make sure you're sharing these links, and that helps the actual content grow and populate throughout YouTube, specifically for the GeForce channel.
I'm Adam Ross, and I sell Hino trucks. If you need a commercial truck, or if you work for a company that needs a commercial truck, email me, aross@mtg.ca. I'm a sales rep for Metro Truck Group, and I sell Hino trucks.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave Ribs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
Dave's Auto and Speed V6s. Dustin Duga is on the pole in the 14. John Couture in the 0 to his outside. 22 of Jordan Fiddler starts third. Fourth on the grid, the 39 of Joseph Bleach. The 801 of Josh Dimitro starts fifth. Alana McDonald in the 16th is sixth. And starting shotgun on the field is going to be Tina Ronning in the 27. Green flag is in the air. Dimitro drops to the back for the restart. Duga and Couture battle side by side through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, still not sorted. As here comes Fiddler in the 22 machine. It's going to make it a 3-car battle for the lead as they work into 3 and 4. Side by side, the Pontiac's up on the high side. Duga's going to drop to the back. Couture and the 22 of Fiddler now battling for the lead as they work down the back straightaway. The 0, John Couture, the 22 of Fiddler up high as they work into 3 and 4. Can Fiddler make it stick on the outside? Couture's got to watch as the 14 is getting a little close. A little squirrely is the 39 of Bleach, but he hangs on to it, continuing to run fourth. Side by side, still for the lead. Down the back straightaway, Fiddler now clears Couture for the lead. The 22, Jordan Fiddler, is out in front of the field. Fiddler and Couture side by side still. Fiddler controlling things from the outside, but that's leaving the door open for Couture. If he makes a mistake, that is Fiddler that makes the mistake. Could be trouble. Fiddler and Couture are breaking away as they work through 1 and 2. Dustin Duga in the 14 hangs on to fourth. Joseph Bleach continuing to run fourth. And now Josh Dimitro has worked his way after starting shotgun on the field late to the grid. He's up to fifth and now trying to make a move on Bleach as they work into 1 and 2. The battle is on for fourth place. Dimitro wants it from Bleach. Top 3 cars have broken away from the rest of the pack. Fiddler continues to lead over Couture as they work down into halfway at the line. Closest battle is for fourth. It's Dimitro and Bleach. Dimitro trying to make his way by on the inside. Bleach holding tough on the outside in that 39 machine. Down the back straightaway. Dimitro trying to pull ahead. Can't do it. Bleach still battling on the outside. Now Dimitro looks like he's going to be able to clear and take over 4th position from Bleach. Continuing to lead, it's Fiddler in the 22. John Couture runs 2nd in the yellow 0 machine. Dustin Duga hangs on to 3rd in that other Pontiac. Working into 3 and 4. A bit of a wild line that time from Fiddler. Hangs on to it and actually maybe even stretches his lead out after charging through 3 and 4. I didn't know if he was going to be able to hang on to it, but he does. Going to be 2 to go at the line for Fiddler in the 22. Has been dominant, to say the least, so far. Once he broke away from Couture, he is set sail and checked out by about half a straightaway over John Couture and that other Pontiac. Up on the high side, trying to get around the 16 of Atlanta McDonald. Coming to the white flag, Jordan Fiddler works through 1 and 2. Can he hang on? Couture trying to get around the lap traffic. Has closed in just a little bit, but not enough. Is down into 3 and 4. Here comes Fiddler. One more time through 3 and 4. Sails it in on that top side. Gets the grip. Puts the power down and takes the checkered. It's Jordan Fiddler in the 22 machine. Your winner. John Couture runs 2nd in the 0. Dustin Duga brings it home 3rd. And at the line, looks like Bleach is going to get it at the line and hang on to 4th in the 39 over Josh Dimitro in the 801 running 5th. And go tanning 4 cylinders. Scheduled lineup is the 16 of Fabio Olivieri on the pole. Ross Crow in the 17 starting 2nd. The 007, that's Alex Pigeon, set to start 3rd. Austin Worstrow is 4th. Starting 5th will be the 48C of Colton Lane. To his outside, the 88, Braden Cuse in 6th. 7th on the grid is going to be the 24D of Dave Lane. Starting 8th, Rob Shaw in the 3. 44 of Danny Worstrow set to round out this field. I think he... Green flag in the air. Olivieri with the jump on Crow. Worstrow jumps down from the high side to work to the inside of Crow. Is now the 007 trying to follow through and take over 3rd from the 17. Fabio Olivieri in the 16 runs 1st. Worstrow trying to catch him for the lead, running 2nd. Battle is on also for 3rd as Ross Crow trying to find a way back on the outside in that 17C. Working into 3 and 4, the leaders. Fabio Olivieri in the 16. Worstrow in the 71, the 2 V-dubs battling. Worstrow trying to make sure that Olivieri does not get away with this one. Down the back straightaway and into 3. Olivieri stretches things out maybe by about a car length and a half. Goes high on the exit of 4. That's going to allow Worstrow to close back up on the bumper, though, as they work down into 1 and 2. Volkswagens have broken away from the rest of the field. Almost 4 seconds back to Ross Crow in the 17C. It's going to be a battle, it seems, between Olivieri and Worstrow. Down into 3 and 4. Worstro still stalking Olivieri, trying to find a way by as laps keep ticking up on the board. Fabio Olivieri hanging on to the lead, continuing to have control of this race. Worstro following right in his tire tracks, trying to find any advantage to slip by the 16, as maybe lap traffic might become a factor here. A little further back in the pack, Lane and the 44 machine, they're battling. But up at the front, here comes the 88 lap car into the picture. Olivieri looking to the outside lane to try to get by. That could be trouble, though, as here comes Worstro. Worstro takes the inside lane. They go 3 wide around the lap car of the 88, and briefly, Worstro was alongside of Olivieri. That's the closest he's been since the start of this race. 48C now, lap traffic in the way. Olivieri continues to hang on to the lead. Worstro continuing to navigate that lap traffic right in his tire tracks. Down the back straightaway. At the line, it's still Olivieri holding on to the lead over Worstro. Gotta be frustrating if you're Worstro. Just seems like he's not quite able to get by Olivieri. Essentially almost the opposite of what happened in the heat a little earlier on, if you remember, as Worstro kind of held court leading the field, and Olivieri, after starting deeper in the pack in the heat, was able to work his way up to second, but not able to get by Worstro at any point. Now, can Worstro figure something out to get back to that winning way? Through 3 and 4, more lap traffic as the Lane machine, that's Dave Lane, in the way in the 24D. Olivieri is going to clear him on the outside. Worstro now trying to go on the outside of Lane. That's going to slow Worstro down. Very, very slow exit of 2. Olivieri able to gap maybe 3-4 car lengths from Worstro. Down the back straightaway, it's Fabio Olivieri opening up about a 1 second advantage over Austin Worstro as we see 2 to go at the line this time. Can Worstro put some pressure on and maybe force a mistake from Olivieri? That might be his only chance, is an Olivieri mistake. The 16 looks dialed in this feature event for the Central Fab. Glow and go tanning 4 cylinders through 3 and 4. Gonna see the white flag this time. Fabio Olivieri at the line. We'll see what the difference is. Race monitor says it's under a second. Worstro doing everything he can to close up. Down to about a 2 car length advantage as they work into 3 and 4. Can Olivieri hang on from a hard charging Worstro? Here they go off of 4. Olivieri is going to hang on, and he's going to get the win in the Central Fab. Glow and go tanning 4 cylinders here at Merrittville. Great battle with Worstro as basically an opposite of the heat. Your top 5, Fabio Olivieri wins it. Austin Worstro brings it home second. Ross Crow in the 17 third. Alex Pigeon in the 007 truck hangs on for 4th. And Dave Lane at the line beats Danny Worster by just over 0.05 of a second. A reminder once again, all victory lane ceremonies will come at the end of feature racing as we're trying to get ahead of maybe some inclement weather that's coming in. Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights up next. Looking over the starting lineup here. Josh Slider in the 17 will start from pole. The 26 of RJ Pitts in the outside in row 1. Sean Iftati on in the 27 is going to start 3rd. Brent Bigelow in the 16 will start 4th. 5th, Jeffrey May in the 23. to his outside, the 4 of Tyler Winger. Rob Meisner in the 6 will start 7th. Randy Giroux in the 24 will start 8th. 9th, Ryan Anderson in the 44. 10th on the grid will be the 6S of Riley Slider. And Craig Martin in the 22 will run 11th on the grid. Coming to green flag this time, Josh Slider in the 17 will lead him. Green flag is out. Slider with the big jump. If Toddy trying to make up some ground on the inside on Pitts. Pitts gets squirrely. That's going to cost him a whole bunch of positions along with Winger has contact. Winger's looking to, he's going to go around. Winger is around off of 2 after contact with Meisner and RJ Pitts. Yellow flag is out on lap 1. Slider and Pitts will be your front row. If Toddy and Bigelow running 3rd and 4th. Jeffrey May on the inside of row number 3. With the problem for Winger, Giroux moves up. Green flag is in the air. May with the early jump. He's going to get jumped on, oh my gosh, almost 4 wide going into 1 for a second. There's Bigelow trying to make some hay on the outside. Wild action down into 1. That's going to allow Josh Slider to get away as they work through 3 and 4. Jeffrey May now to 2nd. Oh, that's the Meisner machine. The 6 is around off of 4. Not sure what happened to Meisner there, but may have been contact with the 4 of Tyler Winger, as now Meisner is rolling. We'll re-rack him and try him again, as it's been a wild one early in the mod lights. On that restart, I got distracted for a brief moment. It looked like it was going to be 4 wide with, I think, Giroux and Iftani in the middle, sandwiched between Bigelow and maybe it was May on the inside. Wild, wild action, to say the least, in mod lights. Every time I think I have a favorite series, I'm like, oh, well, that race was really, really good. But there's something about these mod lights that they always put on a great race here at Merrittville every Saturday. Slider is your leader, coming to the start this time. Puts the power down and pulls away from Bigelow, but May not really letting him get away as they're side by side into 1. May on the outside in the 23, trying to get around Slider. Slider slow off of 2. They're side by side. Down into 3 and 4. It's Slider and May battling for the lead. Slider slides up in front of May. Maybe a bit of a block, maybe a bit of a crossover move. Here comes May to the inside. And don't look now. Here comes Brent Bigelow sticking his nose in the 16 into the picture. Down through 1 and 2. Slider back to the lead. May trying to make something happen. We're going into 3 and 4 on the extreme low side. Randy Giroux in the 24 is going to take his car to the pits. 17 of Slider and May and Bigelow under a blanket as they work into 1 and 2. Sean Iftati runs fourth, and Tyler Winger trying to recover from that incident on the start of the race to get himself back into the picture. He runs fifth. Slider is your leader over May. Bigelow runs third. Battle for fourth shaping up. Iftati running the middle groove. Down low is Winger. Down the back straightaway. Iftati pulls away from Winger just a little bit. Turning attention now to 1 and 2. Slider and May. May sizing up Slider, looking for any hole he can to take advantage of the Slider machine. Down into 3 and 4. May stalking the tire tracks of Slider. Slider goes a little bit wide. These two breaking away from the pack now. Slider leads by just under half a second. Bigelow dropping back about a half straightaway away from our leaders. May in the tire tracks of Josh Slider in the 17. A little further back, Riley Slider in the 44 machine battling. The 44 being driven by Ryan Anderson. Leaders now encountering lap traffic as the Craig Martin 22 machine goes on the high side. Slider and May coming a little bit closer. Last time down to 0.3 of a second was the advantage for Slider. Through 3 and 4, this time at the line. Looks like May have made up a bit more time, but just barely as he picked up another 100th or so of a second. Cars starting to spread out now. The battle is on, though, between May and Slider. Josh Slider trying to hang on. Seeing halfway this time in the Rona Deutsch Building Centers. Mod lights here at Merrittville on a Saturday night. Nothing better. Down into 3 and 4. Slider trying to work his way around Riley Slider in the 6S. May drops back a little bit that time. Now the lead is over to 0.6 of a second. Slider starting to stretch things out. Your top 5, Josh Slider in the 17. Jeffrey May runs second in the 23. Brent Bigelow hangs on as third currently in the 16. Sean Iftati is fourth in the 27. And Tyler Winger up to fifth. Slider works through 3 and 4, continuing to lead. Jeffrey May runs second. Does he have anything for Slider? Don't count out Brent Bigelow, who's trying to make up some time on May. Closing that gap to second is Bigelow. Slider leads. Difference at the line, 1.7 seconds. Josh Slider in control, leading from pole. May and Bigelow. Bigelow taking the high sign, cuts down under lap traffic, trying to catch up to May. As we see the 24 of Randy Giroux coming back on the racetrack. Leader continues to be May, who has a bit of a puff of smoke. Not sure if that was a tire rub or maybe something from the engine. Doesn't seem to be slowing him down any, though. Turn 4 is Winger's around. Winger is around up in the high side of 3 and 4. Winger appears to be stalled up on the high side, trying to get the 4 turned right. Might need some help from the CAA tow. Tyler Winger takes the 4 machine to the pits. Josh Slider in the 17 is your leader. Jeffrey May in the 23 runs second. Brent Bigelow in the 16 is third. Sean Iftati fourth. And Rob Meisner is back up into the top 5 after his issues on the front stretch. Leaders can restart between the clock and the orange cone in 3 and 4. Slider brings him in for a slow restart. He'll punch it just before the orange cone. Jeffrey May in tow, and now May looks to the inside of Slider. A little bit of a game of chicken as May went high for a split second, trying to get Slider to bite. Couldn't do it. Slider leads down into 3 and 4. Here comes Brent Bigelow on the outside. Does he have anything for May? He cuts to the bottom, running right in the tire tracks of second place May in the 23. Slider trying to get away from May. Stretched his lead out by about maybe 3 car lengths as they work down into 3 and 4. An issue in turn 2. A car is around in turn 2. Yellow flag is out as there's a car around in the bottom lane of 2. I believe that is the 44 machine of Anderson. A little gamesmanship on that restart as Slider brought them in real slow, and May almost briefly took advantage. It looked like he was going to get alongside on the high side and maybe take advantage. Then he cut to the bottom, but Slider, having none of it, held his line, ran right in the middle of the racetrack through 1 and 2, and was able to hang on to the lead. Brent Bigelow also looked strong. Don't forget he won the heat a little earlier on in the race, or in the night, I should say. Lights are out on the Merrittville Speedway pace truck. Three to go now in the Rona Deutsch Building Centers of modified lights to settle it. Can Josh Slider hang on for the win? May all over the back of Slider as they come to green. May looks to the inside. Slider upstairs. Slider puts the power down, uses that high line. May gets bogged down on the bottom, and Slider's going to clear and lead down into 3 and 4. May trying to make that bottom line work, but Slider's found something in the middle to high grooves. 2 to go at the line. Battling back in the pack. Iftati under fire from pits for 4th, but the top 3 breaking away. Slider works the outside line, cuts down to the middle. A little more smoke off the rear tire. Again, I'm not sure if that's a tire rub or some kind of mechanical thing, but whatever it is, it's not slowing Slider down. Josh Slider continuing to lead. May, does he have anything for him down the back straightaway? Slider leads maybe 5 car lengths into 3 and 4. Josh Slider looks like he's going to hang on to get the win. Josh Slider in the 17 machine wins the Rona Deutsch Building Centers modified lights. Josh Slider in the 17 is your winner. Jeffrey May brings it home second. Brent Bigelow is third. Iftati hangs on for 4th, and the 26R of RJ Pitts works his way up back into the top 5. Hoosier stock feature time. On the pole, Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey in the 49 machine. To his outside will be the 28D of Don Lampman. Starting third on the grid, the 108 of Zach Bleach. 96, Steve Shaw Sr. on the outside, starting fourth. Chris Hale will start fifth in the 79. Starting sixth on the grid, Wally Alderus in the 17. Starting seventh, it's Mike Thorne in the 55. Rob Murray, defending track champion in the M1, will start eighth. Jim Lampman in the other 28 machine starts ninth. Kyle Wirt in the 19 will start 10th on the grid. Starting 11th, Clinton Nichols. 12th, 08 of Derek Van Mill. 13th on the grid, Go Fast People in the 69. Tyler French in the 0. The 1S of JT Miller. And starting shotgun on the field, it's the 96 junior, Steve Shaws. We're ready to go. Hoosier Stock Racing. Here at Merrittville, Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey in the 49 hangs on to lead through 1 and 2. He's going to clear the Lampman machine. Bleach falls back to the pack, but here comes Steve Shaw Sr. in the 96. The Merlin Magician works to the inside of Lampman, gets a little loose. He's going to hang on. Can't quite get around Lampman for second yet as Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey gets away. A little further back in the pack, lots of slicing and dicing, jockeying for position. Steve Shaw Jr. in the 96 junior trying to make his way up from shotgun on the field. He's passed about 3 or 4 cars so far on the high side. A little bit of contact. We've got Kyle Wirt around off of 4 in the 19. Another car, it looks like the 08 of Van Mill is going to get around and go through the go-kart track here off of 4. Sounds like the 55 may have gotten into the 19 of Wirt and turned him around off of 4. Wirt, all kinds of damage to the right front. The 55 of Mike Thorne and the 55 will drop to the back after being involved in that one. Kyle Wirt, tough break. Looks like he may be done for the night after pretty significant damage to the right front. He made his way to the pits. Let's see if he can get that machine repaired and back out on the racetrack. T is third. Restarting fourth is going to be Chris Hale. Rob Murray is fifth. And the 17 of Wally Alderrice runs 6th. The veteran Dave Bailey brings them down real slow, and he'll punch it as they work out at 4. Green flag in the air. The 96 and 49 side by side down into 1. Bailey trying to make things happen. Clear Shaw's not going to be able to do it this time. They're side by side as they work down the back straightaway. Door to door, wheel to wheel into 1. Nobody's going to lift. Bailey trying to get the lead away from Shaw. Shaw's going to hang on as we got contact in the back. It's Bleach around, maybe off the front of the 69 machine. Yellow flag is out. And all of a sudden, here comes Rob Murray. The M1 has found his way up into P3. And don't count out Chris Hale, who's been fast as well tonight. Bailey's with an early jump. Shaw battles on the outside. Chris Hale makes a big move on the outside, but he's got nowhere to go as Shaw's right in front of him. Bailey, this time he will pull ahead by about a half a car length on Shaw, down into 3 and 4. This time, looks like Dave Bailey might be able to clear Shaw, and he's going to do that as he leads down into 1 and 2. It's Dave Bailey, your leader. Steve Shaw on the outside runs second. Here comes Rob Murray. A little further back in the pack, Clinton Nichols making moves. May have come together with the Van Mill 08. Steve Shaw Jr. in the 96 junior trying to work his way through, working around a Lampman machine on the inside. But the top 5 have broken away from this field as now Murray trying to make a move on Shaw to get by for second. Can't do it. They work down the back straightaway. Dave Bailey continues to lead. Steve Shaw Sr., the Merlin Magician, hangs on to second. Rob Murray, defending track champion, runs third. Chris Hale fourth. And Donnie Lampman in the 28D is currently fifth. A little further back in the pack, Wally Alderdice in the 17 trying to hang on as Tyler French now looks to make his way up into the top 6, get around Wally Alderdice. Can't do it this time. We've got two packs basically forming in the Hoosier stocks right now. Top 5 have broken away single file. Meanwhile, Slicin' and Dyson in the back, about the last half of the field or so. Bailey continuing to lead. Shaw right in his tire tracks. Rob Murray is dropping back just a little bit. Hale and Lampman as well continue to run top 5. Steve Shaw Jr. and the 96 Jr. trying to find a way around both French and Alderdice in the 0 and 17 machines. They're going to be 3 wide coming off of 4. Shaw thinks better of it. The 96 Junior machine trying to find his way through. He looks fast. He should be able to catch that front 5 pack if he can just get through this. We're going to see halfway at the line this time for Dave Bailey, who continues to dominate at the front of the race. Top 5 continue to be a little bit of a freight train at the front. Steve Shaw Jr. has now gapped himself a little bit more distance to Rob Murray, who runs third. The top 2 is trying to sneak away from the rest of the pack. The 08 of Van Mill to the pits last lap. Alderdice and the 0 French continue to battle. Shaw is there, and now here comes Thorne in the 55, who had to drop to the back after contact. Murray is around. Murray looks like he's lost a wheel. Rob Murray looks like he lost an entire wheel, who I believe it's off of the 3 or 4. The 108 has gone to the pits. Lots of chaos here. We're going to have to reset this field and figure out what happened. Looks like Rob Murray may have lost the right rear wheel completely from that race car. Seventh. Mike Thorne is 8th on the grid. Jim Lampman behind Shaw Jr. Or excuse me, Thorne. And Clinton Nichols is going to round out your top 10. Give a wave to defending track champion Rob Murray. Not the way he wanted to end his Saturday night return here at Merrittville, but valiant effort while he was involved. Lights are out on the Merrittville Speedway pace truck. Dave Bailey, can he hang on? Bailey leads him in real slow through 3 and 4, but he punches it off of 4. Green flag in the air. Dave Bailey gets away from Steve Shaw. Single file restart definitely benefited Bailey. Battles on for 5th. It's French and Alderdice. French is going to go around on the high side and take 5th away from the 17 of Alderdice. Now Steve Shaw trying to reel in Dave Bailey. 96-49. The 96 Junior machine has gone to the pits with a problem. But up at the front, it's Steve Shaw and the other 96 machine trying to reel in Dave Bailey in the 49. Bailey, who missed last week's racing action on the Sunday evening due to an injury. You know he would have been strong there. trying to make up for it tonight. He leads through 3 and 4. Last time at the flag it was just over a half second. Now Dave Bailey stretches it out another 0.2 of a second over Steve Shaw. Chris Hale is third. Donnie Lampman a great showing in fourth. And Tyler French in the 0 runs fifth. Down into 3 and 4. It's going to be 5 to go at the line for Dave Bailey. Can he hang on? Steve Shaw doing all he can, running right in the tire tracks of the 49. Diamonding the corner, trying to find a way to make up any kind of ground on the 49. But Bailey is just hooked up and in a different zip code tonight. A little further back in the pack, Thorne now trying to catch up to Alderice for 6th. Top 5 have broken away once again. A little bit of smoke off the Nichols machine of the 43. Looks to be okay further back in the pack. Bailey leads at the line. This time this lead is up to over a second. Now on second place, Steve Shaw Sr. Going to see 2 to go at the line for Brewster Breaker. Dave Bailey in the 49. Can he hang on? Down the backstretch. Looks like Hale might be starting to reel in Shaw, but not able to do anything with him. Bailey leads by about 6 car lengths. Coming to the white flag. One more time around the Merrittville track for Dave Bailey. The 49. Dave Bailey leads. Shaw runs second. Can he mount a last lap charge? Down the back straightaway, half a straightaway advantage for the 49. Through 3 and 4. Dave Bailey. What a return to the racetrack for Dave Bailey as he collects the win in the Hoosier Stock feature here at Merrittville on Saturday night. Steve Shaw Sr., 96, runs second. Chris Hale in the 79 will bring it home third. Donnie Lampman in the 28D hangs on for a great showing in fourth. And Tyler French in the 0 brings it home top 5. Time now for the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. On the pole for tonight's feature, it's going to be Taylor Vanderzanden in the 74. Starting second, it's the 66P of Jeff Penante. Third on the grid will be the 99P of Greg Penante. Starting fourth, 777 of Cody McPherson. Fifth will be Brad Rouse in the 18R. Chad Chevalier in the starting 6th in the 12 car. Tyler Pacholski in the 21 will start 7th on the grid. The 108 of Billy Bleach starts 8th. Starting 9th on the grid, it's going to be the 20 of Jay Mallory. And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Jason Van Mill in the 1. Starting 11th on the grid, the 74 Junior, it's David Flanagan Jr. 12th, the 16 of Brent Bigelow. Starting 13th, it's going to be the 77 of Boyd McTavish. 14th on the grid will be the 72 of James Friesen. 15th, 8S of Justin Sharp, starting 15th. Starting 16th, it's going to be the 62 of John Babion. The 17 of the 09, in 17th, the 09 of Trevor Wright. Rob Sauter in the 4 will start 18th on the grid. 19th, the 23 of Nathan Peaty. 20th on the grid will be the 3 of Noah Mamo. The 21 will be, starting 21st will be the 25 of Chris Hawkins. 22nd on the grid, 13 of Dan McKay. Starting 23rd will be the 24 of Cameron Lane. Starting 24th on the outside, Dean Scott in the 19A, and rounding out the field will be the 26 of Luke Carlton. Front row will fire together as we get ready for the main event. It's the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. Front row will fire between the orange cone in 4 and the scoreboard in the middle of 3 and 4. Vander Zanen and Jeff Penante, your front row. Green flag is in the air. It's Vander Zanen. Oh, gets a little squirrely off Penante. Oh, everybody's getting a little bit squirrely as they go down under the Tim Hortons start-finish line. Vander Zanen and Jeff Penante continue to battle for first and second. Penante is going to get around. That's Jeff Penante to the lead in the 66P. Vander Zanen now has to defend. Caution, we got two cars involved in the back. It looks like the Lane Machine and the 25 of Chris Hawkins around in 3 and 4. And while we have a brief caution, I've just gotten word it's 2 for 1 hot dogs right now. 2 for the price of 1 hot dogs down at the snack bar if you want to go get a hot dog or two, and maybe get a hungry announcer a hot dog or two as well. 7 starts 5th. Chad Chevalier will start 6th in the 12th. The 108 of Billy Bleach starts 7th on the grid. Tyler Pacholski will be 8th. Jay Mallory in 9th, and Jason Van Mill in the 1 will round out your top 10. Merrittville Speedway pace truck getting ready to turn in, and we'll turn him loose one more time. Jeff Penante jumps as early as he possibly can right at the scoreboard. Greg Penante trying to follow him through to second. Oh, contact as McPherson and Brad Rouse in the 18R battles hard into 1 and 2. Rouse getting the worst of that as he drops all the way back to 6th. Penante, Jeff Penante, Greg Penante battling at the front. A Penante battle. Jeff Penante gets squirrely. McPherson down low. Rouse into the inside guardrail. He's going to hang on, straighten out, as somehow Greg Penante has now taken over the front spot. Greg Penante in the 99P is your leader. Jeff Penante runs second. McPherson and Vander Zanen side by side, wheel to wheel as they work into 1 and 2 for third. Give the spot to McPherson as Vander Zanen's also going to lose 4th and even 5th now as Chevalier and Rouse get away. Chevalier and Rouse battle side by side, trying to catch up to McPherson for 3rd. Here comes Chevalier on the outside. Chevalier works to the outside of McPherson, right in the tire tracks of Jeff Penante. All this battling and jockeying positions has allowed Greg Penante to stretch things out by over a 1.5 seconds already. Jeff Penante leads. Oh, caution! Maybe. Everybody holds it. Caution. Caution from the tower as we had 3 or 4 cars come together. The 20 car, I think, got the worst of it as he went right into pits. the collision off of 4, as those 3 cars were, at one point it looked like they were all turning right together, so good on all the drivers for sorting that one out, but it got scary there pretty quick. Jay Mallory, after replacing that left front tire, is back on the racetrack. He's starting shotgun on the field. Coming to green this time. The lights are out on Merrittville Speedway pace truck. Leaders can fire anywhere between at the orange car. Green is out. Greg Penante with the jump. Jeff Penante, the loser on that one, as he's now getting battled past by 3 or 4 cars. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. We got a yellow on the inside. Car down on the go-kart track. It went around. It looks like the 21 machine, I believe, of Pacholski. Dan McKay in the 13M has brought his machine to the pits. Third, Chad Chevalier will restart 4th. Brad Rouse in the 18R will start 5th. And James Michael Friesen will start 6th on the grid. As you can see, the yellow 21 of Pacholski coming back out onto the racetrack. Lots of beating and banging in the Sportsman already tonight. And we only have 5 laps up on the board, so you know it's going to get wild and crazy here very soon. Pace truck is in. Penante on the front row. It's Greg with the jump in the 99P. He jumps to the lead. McPherson gets the best of Penante. Jeff Penante on the inside. Brad Rouse dipped to the inside of Chevalier. A little bit of carnage and chaos in the back, but everybody's still pointed straight. Looks like beating and banging. Brad Rouse trying to make some headway on the extreme inside of Chevalier. Top 3 are all settled in as we got more cars around. Trevor Wright's around, and he may have got a piece of a few other race cars as the yellow flag is out once again. And not sure what happened to the Trevor Wright, but he was in the middle of a sandwich, to say the least, by the time my eyes got there. The 99P of Greg Penante will bring him down. He is the control car, and restart them between the clock and the orange cone. Green flag is in the air. Penante, your early leader. Lap car of the 62 could be a problem for these leaders as he rejoins after changing a flat tire. Lots of tight battling. There's more contact as Sharp and the 74 of David Flanagan Jr. come together off of 3 and 4. Everybody's still straight. Greg Penante. Continues to lead as Penante. The 777 of McPherson is 2nd. Brad Rouse has worked his way up to 3rd. Jeff Penante. Oh, contact! Big hit! Big hit between Penante, Jeff Penante, and Brad Rouse get together. Heavy contact. Yellow flag is out. Penunte, Jeff Penunte, doors into the 18. Brad Rouse is into the pits. Jeff Penunte and Rouse came together hard in the middle of 3 and 4. Greg Penunte will once again be your leader as we work lap 8. Cody McPherson, the 777, will be to his outside. Chad Chevalier in the 12 will restart third. James Michael Friesen in the 72 is fourth. Billy Bleach in the 108 starts on the inside of row 3. Taylor Vanderzanden in 6th. The 4 of Rob Sauter now in the mix in 7th. And Brent Bigelow has been patient and worked his way up into 8th. Give a call to Noah Mammal, also running 9th. And Jason Van Mill running out your top 10 as we're bumper to bumper coming to the green flag. Penunte with the early lead at the line. More contact. Holy, big swat up of cars off of 4 that time. The 19 is in the go-kart track. We've got 4 or 5 cars all stacked together. This is carnage, to say the least. Tricky turn 4, wads up a few cars, to say the least, as Noah Mama, who I just gave a call to, who was running 9th. So, of course, it's my fault probably for the announcer jinx there. I can see Luke Carlton, I believe, is involved. I think the 1 of Jason Van Mill is involved. Tyler Polchulski, the 21. You can see the 25 of Chris Hawkins. He was involved. He's rolling away from the accident. The 19 of Dean Scott has found his way to the pit road. Looks like the 1 of Jason Vanmill, he's able to roll away from that one. He'll go to the pits as well. Nathan Peaty in the 23. Rolling away from things now. By my count, I want to say at least 7 cars involved in that one, and you never know who else was beating and banging their way through it. All 100 of you in the stands, getting everything there is to get on a Saturday night here at Merrittville. We've had good racing, beating and banging, and we even got a big one off of 4. Fence. Greg Penante is going to be your leader. On the outside is going to be the 777 of Cody McPherson. Green flag in the air. Penante with the early jump, but McPherson trying to battle on the outside. Down into 2. Penante is going to clear. McPherson to second. Chevalier is third, and now Friesen runs fourth. Penante using the high side, trying to put some power down and stretch out the gap at the line. A little further back, lots of slicing and dicing. We got car around 25 and the 21 is together. Hawkins and Polcholski come together. Another yellow flag. That started with some contact between the 1 and the 25 of Hawkins further back in the pack. That is your top 5 as we come to green here. Oh, more contact, and the 777 may have jumped the start on that one. Yellow is out. Cody McPherson jumped the restart. Greg Penante, much better restart that time as he slides up in front of McPherson. He's going to clear him coming to the line. Chevalier goes to third. Friesen runs fourth, but Bleach works to his inside. Sauter in the 4 has made his way up into the fight as now he looks to the inside of Bleach. Penante is going to lead this lap. McPherson runs second. Chevalier and Friesen run third and fourth. Here comes Brent Bigelow in the 16 working to the inside of Bleach. Lots of side-by-side racing deeper in the pack, but up at the front, Greg Penante has gotten away from this field. McPherson runs second, now under fire from Chevy. Chad Chevalier works to the high side. Does he have anything for McPherson up there? Down the back straightaway, the battle's on for second. Chevalier works to the outside of McPherson. Side by side at the line. Chevalier is going to clear McPherson, maybe going into 1 and 2. JMF runs fourth. Greg Penante in the 99P is your leader. Chad Chevalier has worked his way up to second. Cody McPherson runs third. Top 5 breaking away from the pack. Sauter and Bleach battling side by side. That's the tightest battle on the racetrack right now. They're battling for 6th on the racetrack. Billy Bleach has it. Sauter wants it. He will take it off of 2. Side by side down the backstretch. A little bit further back is Van der Zanden and Sharp. The blast half of the top 10. Great racing as Penante starting to get away from Chevalier. Last time by the stripe, the lead was 2.2 seconds. This time, got a car around in the turn 2. It's Jeff Penante in the 66P is around on the low side of 2. We're going to line him up, re-rack him, try it again here. Just as Greg Penante was starting to get away from the field, Chad Chevalier is going to get to restart alongside of him, and you know Heavy Chevy will give him all he's got on this restart. Greg Penante, 99P, getting lots of practice on the restarts here. Chad Chevalier will line up alongside of him. Cody McPherson, the 777, will be on the inside of row number 2. James Friesen, 4th. Brent Bigelow, 5th. Sauter, 4, and the 4 is 6th. Billy Bleach Jr., Justin Sharp, and Van der Zanden and Sharp rounding out your field. Penante with the early advantage. Oh, more contact. The 66 and the 25. In the back of the field, the 25 is around off the front of the 66P. Flag for him as he is sent to the pits. $66P of Jeff Penante is done for the night. The 25 of Hawken being worn. Doubling up for a restart. We're going to try him again here. Greg Penante in the 99P. I said he's had lots of practice. He'll get one more chance at it. Restarting them here. Merrittville pace truck is in. Chevalier on his outside. Greg Penante. Green flag. He gets the jump on Chevalier. McPherson trying to find his way by Chevalier for second. Friesen all over the back of the 777. Bigelow and Sauter side by side. Bleach and Sharp are side by side. Rouse trying to battle his way back up into the field. But at the front of the pack, it's all Greg Penante. Greg Penante leads. Down into 1 and 2. Sauter up on the high side by side with Bleach. That's for 6th position on the racetrack. A little further back, Sharp, Van der Zanden, and Rouse. Rouse now sticking his nose as he's worked his way back up through the field, trying to work his way into the top 5. Sharp and Rouse, tight racing all over the back of them, and Van der Zanden and Sauter are there as well. Turning attention back to the front of the pack. Greg Penante leads. Chevalier is second. McPherson runs third. JMF in the 72 Bobcat machine still runs fourth as well. Brent Bigelow's up into the top 5 as he gets around Bleach. Bleach in the 108 trying to fight back. Maybe a bit of contact there through 3 and 4. Everybody still straight and square. Sauter in 7th. Rouse in 8th. Sharp. A packed field. Cream rising to the top in this one of the Rick's Delivery Sportsman. Greg Penante is still your leader. Last time by the stripe, it was a 2.5 advantage over Heavy Chevy Chad Chevalier. Cody McPherson is third. JMF now switching to the high line, trying to find a way by the 777 machine. Brent Bigelow running solidly in the top 5. Here comes Brad Rouse trying to make a move on the 108 of Bleach. Billy Bleach and Rouse battle for 6th. Tightest battle on the racetrack amongst the top 10. It's Bleach and Rouse for 6th. Rouse down on the bottom, Bleach on the outside, side by side. Still Bleach hanging on to that position. Up at the front, Penante actually lost a little bit of time to Chevalier that last lap. As we see 2 to go, that time by the flag. Penante, his lead is down to 1.25 seconds. Does Chevalier have anything as they're getting ready to work through 3 and 4? Coming to the white flag this time. There might be some lap traffic for Penante to deal with. White flag is in the air. This time, Penante stretches things out just a little bit more. He's got to deal with the 25 lap machine of Hawkins. Chevalier, Penante. Can Chevalier get there? One final time through 3 and 4. Oh, a little bit of contact with their leader. Penante's going to hang on though. Oh, it got close there at the end, but Greg Penante is able to hang on, and he will win the Rick's Delivery Sportsman feature here tonight over Chad Chevalier. Cody McPherson runs third in the 777. The 72 of Michael Friesen runs 4th, and Brent Bigelow in the 5th position in that 16 ride. Here's your winner, Greg Penante. Give a call. Your Sportsman winner tonight. You know, I just overheard you say a restart after restart after restart. You got lots of practice. You were pretty much a master, I think, by the end of it, eh?
Yeah, I'm getting old for all those restarts. Once we keep rolling, I want to keep rolling, but I guess that's what you're going to do. Track was really good tonight. It was fast. Our car was amazing. I did not expect that, actually. But Randy Williamson, I want to give hats off to him. This win's for him. I know he gets done with his boy, but he's helped us with this car, and this car was a dream. I think my boy could have drove it tonight. It was so good. So I got lots of people I want to thank. There's a Gaston Auto Sales for sure. He's been with me for a lot of years. Definitely his help. My buddy Atkinson Delivery Service. What else? Super Mario's, Montgomery Gas. I want to say thanks to Luke. I was second-guessing myself on one decision. But Luke is Pro Fabrication. He helped me out tonight with one little decision, and I think that made the world of difference with the car. Of course, Killer Crate Engines. This is second year on this thing, and it's still strong. So remarkable. Trevor from TC Decals did another beautiful job. And, of course, my brother-in-law. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here, and all my guys and family that come out every week.
Great job tonight, Greg. Mastered those restarts late. Let's head down to your Hoosier stock winner. Dave Bailey had to miss action last week after a little bit of a workplace injury, but how are you feeling tonight in victory lane?
This makes everything feel better. It's pretty awesome to be back racing. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to or not, but we're here.
Congratulations. Who do you want to thank for this one tonight?
I got to thank everybody who helped me out over the last week or so. It's been rough, so I appreciate their help.
Battling through the pain, gets into victory lane. Give a call to Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey. Heading down to your Mod Light winner, Josh Slider. That thing was on rails. You crushed. The minute you got out to the front of the lead, you did not look back once. Tell us about this rocket ship tonight.
It was good. We just unloaded it this week. We didn't think we were racing this year, and we built 2 new cars. So it was a long winter build and everything, and we weren't going to be ready at the beginning of the year. I mean, they wouldn't have been 100% for sure, but we thankfully we were able to race now.
Who do you want to thank for this one tonight?
I got to thank Tender Cuts, Dressel Steelworks, Crutchfield Performance, everybody back there that's helping. It's hard to get 7 cars going, so it's a lot of work.
Great job tonight. Thing was dialed in. Moving on down to the mini stocks here. Central Fab, Golden Glow, tanning winner, Fabio Olivieri. So this was kind of almost like the opposite of the heat, because you were chasing Austin, and then by the time it came to feature night, he just couldn't quite get up to you. Did you make any changes, anything that adjust your driving style to get the win tonight?
Nothing at all. We were trying to figure out the car. First time in the car tonight, and can't thank Cole enough. We pretty much threw a setup in it and left it all night. It was just too wet in the heat, and that was it. We just left it in. And
who do you want to thank for this one?
Can't thank Cole enough for letting me be in the car, and all of our sponsors. Sadly, we don't have it on the car enough, or not yet, and that's it.
Great job. Rossi in the Dave's Auto and Speed V6 division. Not surprised to see a Pontiac out in front. Jordan, tell me about this 22 ride and how you got it out to the front and beat one of the best in John Couture.
Well, John Couture does a lot of work to this car for us. I can't thank James Small and Mary Paul enough for everything they do, putting this class together, putting these cars together. We really appreciate it. It's a nice, affordable class, so anybody that wants to get into racing, it's a perfect class to get into.
Anybody else you want to thank? A winner, Jordan Fiddler, tonight in the V6.
I got to thank Weekend Motorsports, James and Mary Paul. I got to thank John Couture. I got to thank Kevin Connolly for all their help. Weekend Motorsports, Overhead Doors, MCO Waterworks, everybody that's put a hand into this car. I can't thank them enough.
Great job tonight. Great job to all our winners. Thank you to the race fans for coming out, all 100 of you. Well, maybe we'll see you back next week. For Jonathan Howe, just me tonight, I'm signing off. Have a great night. Everybody get home safe and stay safe.